Every good hero needs a villain.
And we're going to build one today.
On the show. Good morning, scallywags.
It's Thursday. How you all doing?
Yeah.
I hope you're going to have a wonderful day.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to have a great day.
Yeah. And to start things off, we're going to throw in our 2 cents. You know, we've talked before in the past about how to fix comic books, how to fix comic book movies, blah, 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 blah. But let's face it, no hero is all that good without the right villain.
You got to have the villain in order to make the hero's heroics that much grander. I mean, Look at it. I mean, hey, Hercules wouldn't have been anything without his 7 trials. Now, those weren't villains per se, but, you know, Lex Luthor, Superman wouldn't be Superman without Luthor. Batman wouldn't be Batman without the Joker.
Yeah. So, yeah, today we're going to be looking at some points of what would make the perfect supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got like 6 points, and then we'll expand upon those as we go. And then you guys can throw in your 2 cents below.
Yep, definitely throw in your 2 cents. Tell us what we might have missed, what we might have got wrong. Now, we're excluding certain groups of characters.
Yes. No superpowers.
No superpowers. So these are, think like the Punisher. Yeah. What did we talk about earlier, Chapo? Punisher. Deathstroke. Although Deathstroke has some healing factors, but he's basically immortal.
Yeah. So these would be like perfect villains for people like, say, Nightwing or the Punisher, like we talked about. Even Batman, for that matter. Most of his guys are just mentally ill, but no, you know, there's no super thought, there's no super powers, there's no strength, there's no speed, there's no
Magneto.
Yeah, there's no mutant mutations to end the world.
No abilities.
Yes.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
these are
no
things
abilities
that any human being could gain and grow upon from there.
The first thing that we agreed upon, at least El Chapo and I agreed upon, and feel free to say yes or no to it, is a military-esque type background training. Think the Foreign Legion or some special forces type training. So you get the hand-to-hand combat, you get the arms fire training. Maybe you understand how to drive some certain types of vehicles. No airplanes or anything like that, but maybe you know how to drive a tank or a Humvee or anything like that.
You have some knowledge of weapons and the ability to use said weapons.
Yes. So we want to throw the example out there of as the Winter Soldier or even Deathstroke as being good examples of those.
Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander. No. Destro, maybe. The second point is somewhere above average intelligence.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be super genius, just above average, your average Joe. So these have to be the ability to kind of see things, not necessarily see things before they happen, but at least to anticipate things before they happen. To kind of plan ahead and say, if I was to do A, then hero will do B, in which case I will do C.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely the way to think on your feet as well, because the heroes like to do what the villains do at times, and that's do things unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to change your plan at a moment's notice.
Right.
The cognitive ability to know when you're overwhelmed and perform a tactical retreat. The third thing that we would like to point out is the villains need to be relatable in some way. And by this, I mean they need the ability to form a following, either...
Charisma.
Charisma got to be charismatic. Very, very good point.
Even look at some of the biggest dictators and things in history, and that was one thing that they all had in common, was they were very charismatic individuals.
Yep.
If you can't get people behind your cause, then it's all for naught.
Yep. Either they have had this I've been there, done that type attitude, so you get the everyman feel, or they are just uber charismatic.
Oozing confidence.
Oozing confidence.
Yes.
There you go. Oozing confidence. That would be a good thing. And then those type of villains we like to use as, say... what would be a good villain for like that? Cobra Commander would be a good issue.
Even Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, yes, perfect.
Lex Luthor is perfect in a lot of these aspects because he has a lot of these traits behind him. I mean, the man became president, for God's sake.
Yeah, he did. He became president.
Here's a guy that has been a known villain for years and years and years, and yet he continues to get people on his side, which kind of goes into another one of the aspects that it needs to be so relatable and so charismatic that if you look at things from a certain perspective, he's right.
Yeah, he is right. Lex Luthor thinks he's exactly right for this one reason. Superman's an alien.
Yeah.
What happens if...
Basically, they took Lex Luthor's general train of thought and gave it to Batman in Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, where here is a guy that could destroy the entire planet if he really wanted to. Anybody with that much power needs to be kept in check.
Totally agree with that.
So he wants to prove that he's fallible. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to.
Definitely proves that he's fallible. Resources. You have to have good, reliable resources, and these are the ability to either go out and get what you need, or you have people on the payroll that can make what you need.
Or you simply already have them at your disposal.
Or you have them at disposal. Again, Lex Luthor's a great one. LexCorp. Oscorp would be another good one for Norman Osborn if you want to throw a Marvel one out there. They just have all the tech and all the know-how and the people out there to build their special gadgets that they need to do.
You also need a good mountain lair.
You need a good lair. I know. You cannot underappreciate a good lair. That's a good point.
True.
You can't just, Tony Stark has Avengers Tower in the middle of Manhattan, or you've got the Teen Titans Tower.
Batcave. You need a central base of operations of some, some sort.
The best villain hideout ever was the skull from the Legion of Doom.
Oh, yeah. And
it looked cool. Ship, The Brainiac ship, it came out of the swamp. Or you could just have a whole planet like Darkseid, I guess.
Yeah.
But Darkseid's outside.
You got to be careful about placing things in the swamp, because you might get somebody running out there going, "Get out of my swamp!" But, I mean, that's to be expected.
That is to be expected.
If you're a good villain, you can anticipate that.
Yeah. You can anticipate that. You can plan for it, plant some traps. So as they're running in there going, "Get out of my..." Catapult.
Yeah, death ray or
something. Physical aptitude.
Yes.
Physical aptitude. Now, we talked about this for...
You can have all the training in the world, whether it be military or otherwise. If you don't have a certain physical prowess and the cunning to use those abilities and those techniques and whatever, I mean, you go up against your Nightwings, your Batmans, your anybody for that matter. I mean, just average Joe on the street. If you don't have the right cunning to use it and at least some physical prowess to go behind it, then you're going to get your butt kicked. I mean, that's all there is to it.
You've got to have the know-how to combine those multiple disciplines in order to make them work, or you can get easily overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are we missing here? I feel like we're missing something. We've got tech.
Well,
but tech doesn't make a villain.
We mentioned that from a certain point of view that they believe that you would think that they're right, but they must also have that belief themselves. They can't just be doing things because I want to take this guy down because he's everything that I'm against and blah 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 blah. I mean, you have to have a good mindset of why you are doing what you're doing, and you must be 100% behind that cause. I mean, they have to think that they're right.
Examples of that would be, I think, the Riddler. The Riddler always wants to be...
The Riddler, yeah. I mean, his only goal is to basically prove that he's smarter than Batman. I mean, that's pretty much it.
It's a driving force in every encounter between the two of them.
You think about dangerous Batman villains, and everybody automatically goes to the Joker, which, yes, the Joker is a complete psychopath and therefore is unpredictable. However, the Riddler is... by Batman's own words, is the most dangerous villain that he has, because he is the one that will complete any kind of crime that there is, whether it be burglary, murder, rape. I mean, it doesn't matter. He will do any kind of crime as long as there's a riddle to go along with it. His only goal is to prove that he's better. I mean, that's a simple goal. With a large, yeah, I mean, sure, you've got a larger thing that goes into, but that's the goal.
Where could we go with that as a Marvel example? I mean, we always use the two big comic book companies out there, guys, and I know that there's several others, but the big two, basically Marvel and DC. Could you say Bullseye for Daredevil?
He's just a hired.
He's a hired gun, but he likes to think that.
Well, he thinks that he is the best. I think that's a bad example. I think that a good example would be like. Doctor Doom or Magneto, honestly, is probably the best example there. Now, granted, you're going into the power aspect there, but as far as the goal in mind, I mean, he believes that mutant kind is the next step in evolution, and therefore humans their time is done. I mean, they need to go away. So
I could get behind that.
Granted, it's a pretty out there goal to have, but it is a goal nonetheless.
As far as resources, let's talk resources a little bit more. You know, we touched upon Lex Luthor, and we touched about Norman Osborn as probably the big two from those respective universes about having things at their disposal.
Yeah.
But what about not so quite mainstream? What about Mysterio? Or Scarecrow, for that matter, if you want to go into the DC universe.
You want to talk about somebody that's got the resources at their disposal. I think probably the perfect example would be Ra's al Ghul.
Well, yeah, he's got the League of Assassins.
I mean, he's got the financial backing. He's got the entire league. He's got the Lazarus Pit. I mean, he literally has everything he would possibly need
to continue this.
Yeah.
But he's mortal. I mean, he's not immortal. I mean, if you kill him and he can't get back to one of the Lazarus pits, he's going to die. So all he is basically a non-powered human that has all the capabilities.
You
and
remove the Lazarus pits from the equation, and there's your perfect villain.
There's your perfect. Ooh. I actually like that idea. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
He has a very defining goal at hand. He has just enough crazy to go behind it to believe what he's after. He's definitely got the resources at hand, both financial. He's got his own army. He's got the fighting ability, so he's got all the training and everything behind it. He's also, I mean, there's supernatural things at play there also, but we can ignore that. But just I mean, everything you mentioned there. He has.
No, he does.
Also happens to have a thing that makes him immortal.
So, what do you guys think? I know it's a short, quick episode, but we're going to touch on some more of these kind of geeky comic books things going on in the future, where we just kind of give you a little hint about us.
So, here's a fun question, put you on the spot. If you were to become a supervillain yourself, what would your gimmick be?
My gimmick?
Yeah.
Or you mean my gimmick or my power?
Your gimmick.
My gimmick? Oh, you know, I'm a sucker for those late 70s, early 80s villains, like the Kangaroo, the Question, the Condiment Man.
Oh, my God.
I would want to do something just strange like that.
Just over the top.
Just over the top. Over the top.
I would have to be pretty subtle. I would be somewhere between Riddler and Jigsaw from Saw. Just that whole... find people that are somewhat deserving of it and put them into a precarious situation that they then have, you have the ability to save yourself from this.
You just have to
figure it out.
Yeah, but you have to agree. Shooting somebody with a mustard and ketchup gun would be fun.
And kind of pointless.
My gimmick would be anti-napkin man. I teach
Anti-napkin
man.
man.
Handle their feelings.
Handle
napkin man. Oh God, it's been so long.
This has been a while. Thank you. Thank you.
My gimmick would probably be like instruments or something.
Music Maestro.
Yeah, there's been a few of those.
Yeah, there's been a few of those. Music Maestro.
Well, I'm better than them.
So there's your fun question. What would be your gimmick if you were to become a supervillain?
Yeah.
Put those down in the comments
below. And you're here. Make sure you're following us on across all of our social media platforms: the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter. And while you're on Facebook,
make sure you order yourself a show shirt.
Yeah, super comfy, super soft.
Super comfy, super affordable. They're only $20 for the short sleeve, $22 for the long sleeve, or you can get one of the fabulous hoodies for only $25.
Yeah.
Just send us a private message to the Facebook page letting us know what size you need and what colors you would like.
And you're here doing the YouTube thing, so keep doing those YouTube things, like liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Commenting. I almost missed commenting.
And also make sure you subscribe.
Subscribe?
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe.
And make sure you click the little bell there so you know when we upload, which is every Monday through Friday, Sundays for your preview, and the occasional Saturday as well.
There was a Saturday that was. There was a Saturday, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
This Saturday.
There was. Saturday, yeah.
Bloopers. If you missed it, go back and check it out.
Double the length on the bloopers reel there. Wow, yeah, like an hour and 10 minutes long. So go back and enjoy that if you haven't yet.
Go back and enjoy it again, even if you have.
Yeah, right. And other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Waldo, and you found me, and here's your Russian clip of the day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.